So, Sam, can you start officially? Samuel, we are waiting.
We start with a prayer.
Yeah.
Now, let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, we come before you this wonderful morning. This Father to brought us. Mighty Father, we pray that as we start this session, may you be with us from the beginning till the end. Guide us so that everything that we do here, Mighty Father, may be successful. For this in the mighty name of Jesus, I pray.
Amen. Thank you for that. So, as you all know, we would like to welcome you to our event. We call ourselves the Woes. Yeah, meaning the Wizards of Online Events. And our event today is mainly concerned with our life here in campus from first year to up to where we are right now. We started as many actually, and right now we have some who are not with us right now. So it's not something easy or to be taken for granted. The fact that we started from first year, now we are in fourth year. And for that, I feel it's only fair for us to have a bit of discussion here and there on our experiences, how have we found the course, and such things. Also, we'll have some awards towards the end of the event. So kindly vote for the person you feel should win at a certain category. Kindly choose, so that once the end of the event, we shall announce our winners, and the little that we had for them will be given to them. Then also we shall have our guest speaker, who happens to be a communication specialist who works with Pride International. And she's a good lady who has a lot in store for us. She's called Ann Njuguna. So stay chill as we await for her to give us a talk. And any questions that you may have, you can prepare some questions, especially considering that she's working in a field that will be going very soon, that will be joining very soon, the communication field. So any question you may have, you can ask her, and you can prepare it so that when she's done with her speech, you can ask one or two questions. Or have a special clip for you guys from one of the communication experts in the country, Raburu, and we hope that it will cheer you up, guys. Yeah, so with that being said, I think you're all now aware what our event is concerned about. And again, I would like to welcome you once more. So we start off. Ongaton, do you have anything that you may wish to tell the class? How has been the journey for you?
Thank you very much, Brother Vincent.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Almighty God. Since until today, along the way, we've lost some of us. Some of us succumbed, some of us left along the way. But the few of us that are here today have managed to come to maybe the end of the 4-year course. So my sincere appreciations to all of us who've been the brothers keepers since day one until today. We also wish that we continue with the same spirit moving forward. And as we get there, there are some of us that are going to get employment opportunities earlier than others. Kindly don't forget us. When you get somewhere, share with us. Thank you very much. That's all I have.
Oh, thank you. In fact, I would like to insist on that thing of employment. You know, very soon we shall be joining this companies, corporation, and all that. And everyone has his or her own. Never the same. So I would like it as well if you find a job and find an opportunity for like the one that suits one of the members of the class. So you can call for give another person a chance as well. That's how blessings come.
Yeah.
Kendo, you can
Yes.
speak now. You can kindly speak
Okay.
now.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell us something about how your life in campus has been.
Okay, life in campus has been interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm saying life in campus has been interesting. It has been fun.
Yeah.
It has been educative. Yeah, and it has also enabled me to network with many people. It has also impacted me in knowledge. It has also equipped me with some skills that I met along the way while studying my life in campus.
And just can you explain to us how has political life in campus been?
Yeah, the political life in campus has not been sweet. With a lot of problems here and there, with a lot of hardship. We have also it has also been factored in or been characterized by some sort of intimidations from the administration bloc, suspension, political betrayals, and also, yeah, I can say political betrayals, and also on the positive side, we have also managed to learn some skills that we can also use out here to help people politically and economically.
When you say intimidations, how did they intimidate you? Because I hear these people can even pay the people that are, doing something for the rights of the people. I hear things happen.
Intimidation, this is not a new word because you find that sometimes the administration might be wrong. Like, for example, the registration of students. But now when students want to air the grievances on them to be lenient about the registering students, because not everybody comes from a rich family, you'll find that if they have no option or they have no facts to register somebody, they now resort to intimidation. So whereby they can intimidate you with suspension, expulsion, so that you can comply with what they're saying, and also to promote their heinous acts, which at times might not be constitutional.
Wow, that's good. So, do you plan to continue the political life even after campus? Or now you'll say it's done?
Yeah, no, that's something I cannot hang my boots. Until the last day I go to my grave, I'll not hang my boots. I'll fight. And even if I'll go to heaven, I'll continue fighting there. So this is not something that I'm going to stop very soon.
So you claim you'll even fight in heaven?
Yeah.
In fact, I wish you all the best. You should be elected an MCA very soon. I heard you had inspirations to become an MCA.
Yeah. Basically, to help the people in the village to also enjoy the fruits of their taxes they pay, and to also bring development at the grassroots levels, because it's at that deep village that people need representation and need to see the fruits of their hard work which they have been emitting through tax paying.
In fact, I agree with you. As of now, the leaders that we have been having, I don't know what happens. We elect them and they have these sweet words they tell us, and then when we elect them, they just vanish. I don't know what happens. So I hope you will not be one of them, and when you get there, you will be able to help out the society in the right way.
Yeah, basically.
I think you have muted your audio.
Wanjoy, I can pick from where Fendo has left.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying these people do not elect themselves to the parliament. They are elected by someone else. And if they are elected there, this means that it's the people, the citizens who elect these people to go there. So if the people or the citizens elect somebody who is a thief, somebody who cannot bring development, and then you want to blame the leaders for the mistake, but they not elect themselves, then it's also not rational. So if the voter can go to the ballot box and vote for somebody who can bring.
Okay. Onga Tom.
Yes, sir.
You are also another activist.
I believe you've been watching my updates maybe through Twitter or Facebook, and you've been seeing me doing a lot of groundwork back at home.
In fact,
But
I have.
The only impediment between a young in Kenya, it is not favoring the young, the youths, because it is now not a competition of ideas, but a competition of money. Who has more money than the other? So the political has greatly changed politics of ideologies, politics of flamboyance and showbiz. That is,
you know, Onga Tom, when you say that nowadays it's all about the yes. money. Yeah. And I strongly, it's actually that because nowadays you're even finding that the people that are being employed in the communication field,
yes,
some of them do not even have the right papers, and you are wondering like how are they getting there, and it's becoming a headache for us graduates as well. So I hope we can start changing a few things even when we get out there. I can see Linda has been joined by the one and only Prudence Mo Koinange.
Someone tell Fendo to off. Someone tell Fendo to mute his microphone.
In fact, the host can do that for us. You can mute the microphone because we want to give a chance to our beautiful class rep, Prudence Koinange.
Let me finish my point.
Interviewed by Linda Achie.
So what I'm saying, Mr. Wanjohi,
yes,
as we move out of this place,
yeah,
let us be people who are going to change. You know, bad leaders are elected by good people who do not vote.
The people that stay at home.
The people that stay at home. By not voting, you have outrightly elected a bad leader.
700.
So we must be people who take politics seriously, and that I don't care. Attitude towards politics is also present in MMU. Like, remember, even in our class, we forced people to go and vote our people as delegates. So this is one as a people we must change on.
In fact, I think I have to agree with you 100%.
Politics affect the youth indirectly.
We as the youth have been quiet a lot, and you find that even after campus, we continue being quiet.
And that is not.
Okay, so I can see Prudence. I don't know if ni sauti yake iko chini or what's happening, but let her tell us like what has been her experience as our leader, as our class representative, all the way from first year up to now that we are in fourth year, and she can also tell us like what does she think awaits us when after we graduate, like what is her idea of the life that awaits us after we graduate. So yeah,
I hope I'll be audible enough. It's been fun, it's been challenging, but I'm so glad that you guys gave me the opportunity to be a class rep. It's, I've been a leader for some time in my life, but I'm used to it. But some people who I would take in the group, like there's not going to be a class, and then they come to my DM, Prudence, are we still going to have a class? And I've just said we are not going to have a class. I don't know if you did believe me in the group, you believe me more in the DM, but I understood you. There are others who would call me at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning when I've not woken up. They're like, do we have a class? Do we have a class? Sometimes I would get pissed off, but it's part and parcel of being a leader. Yeah, and the advice I have for my class is that I said it's not going to be easy, neither is it going to be hard. We have to take everything in stride. Let's find new ways of doing things. That's what will set us apart from the rest. We are graduating, so many of us. We have guys from Daystar, from all universities all over Kenya. But we have to look for, be innovative, be creative thinkers, and I think that will set us apart from others, and it will give us an edge in the industry.
Yeah, so like you've heard, it's not going to be easy, neither is it going to be hard. So Thank you, Prudence, for being our class representative for 4 years.
I have asked for
Wait
Prudence.
a minute, just wait a minute. Oh, you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, you can ask her then.
Prudence. Prudence. In the next life,
Yes.
would you choose to be our class?
Tom.
Are you getting me? I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah?
I would. Are you guys? Yeah, I'm getting.
You'll still be our class rep.
Yes.
Okay, it's been wonderful working with you.
And also, thank you for being with me for 4 years. You know, other classes have been changing their class reps, but you guys decided, no, we're just going to stick with Prudence. That shows your confidence in me, and thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Welcome, and God bless you.
As Linda Chieng invites our speaker, can Diana Mumo say something?
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity, Vincent. And I'm happy, Prudence, for what you have shared with us. I know it's not many who can manage to represent classes, keeping time, keeping schedule. We are so proud of you. Thank you a lot. And I'm handing it over to Effie to finish with the remarks.
So, Linda, is your speaker ready?
I am not the host, so Ata, she's not in the participant because I think she hasn't even been added.
But she must have the link to the meeting.
She does have the link.
Tell her to click it then so that she can join and be admitted by our host.
This is a person who knows what she's doing, and she's said clearly, waiting to join. She's waiting to be joined to the meeting.
Samuel, please add your speaker.
Where's Rui? I said
Watu wengine wakikuja wana join tu kama Ann Njuguna amejoin sahi. I don't see the speaker. Ama
He has a point. He has a point. He does have a point. Anyway, Prudence.
Is this proof enough?
If given a chance to write.
Is this proof enough? Because as you can see, in effect, and that's the link.
Yes, Bibi.
So if you're given a chance to write noisemakers, who would appear in your list the most?
Tom Mwanga.
Tom Mwanga, you hear you are a noisemaker.
No. My brother, I want to distance myself from such proclamations. I want to reiterate that I am a law-abiding citizen, very calm person. Prudence is mistake. Even leader can attest to that. I am not a noisemaker.
Anyway, I also agree. I think I would have the noisemakers with you and your team, Bache. You are really good noisemakers at the end of the day.
Oh, you are them calling us. You are them calling.
This issue about our speaker, I wish she could just join so that we can get over with this.
Waiting for the host to
And I think she is about to join.
Meanwhile, as we wait for speaker, someone can do for us Jerusalem dance challenge.
The Jerusalem challenge. I would have loved to do it for you guys, but not today. Linda is also a dancer by the way. So maybe she can be entertaining the guys as well.
Yeah, as we wait for you on the light note anyway.
Yeah, and now that we are waiting for the speaker to join, I was just thinking, maybe the things out there are hard. I don't know if it's me who's seeing them that way or it's everyone who's seeing them that way. Tom, are you sure you're drinking anything there?
Yes, I am finishing my soda.
Okay. You know, I've been looking at the way the companies are hiring, and I think you guys can't just go there with the papers.
Sure.
I think you
we
must go there with something. Yeah, something else that you can prove yourself with. For example, let's say you are doing marketing and you want to apply for a job at touching of action. Someone else is going with something else, maybe something, let's talk of like Linda Cheng, approaching Safaricom and telling them that she can actually dance and do an advert about Safaricom that will involve dancing. And then you are with your papers alone. I think Safaricom will hire Linda because she has something extra.
Definitely.
So let's say you play football, it's really good if you have something, don't just sleep on it.
So,
Yeah.
are you saying I should go back to goalkeeping so that I can
goalkeeper?
Get TV?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we have these inner aspects that we have. Tom, are you sure even you can go to goalkeeper or you're just another Chelsea goalkeeper? The one called Kepa Raga.
I used to play left back. Bache can attest to that. I used to play left back and later on went to goalkeeping.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, if you have something that you can add to your CV that does not involve academics,
it gives you an
20. It would be really nice for you to do that. Linda, I can assure you right now, you have to call the speaker, tell her to kindly join in, because I'm not sure.
So I can see our speaker is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kindly request that if you're not talking, kindly mute your microphone so that we can get to hear what she has for us. Yeah, so our host is in. Her name is Ann Njuguna. So I kindly request that we give her the time that she needs so that she can tell us what she has in store for us today. Thank you.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Ann. Yes, I can hear you.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Good to see all of you. My name is Ann Njuguna. I work with Plan International as the Corporate Communications and Media Relations Manager, and happy to be here. I know Linda was saying something before I joined, but I'd like Linda to introduce me to the team here, then I can know who I'm speaking with, and then we can engage further. Thanks, Linda.
Okay.
Please introduce me to the team.
Yeah, so hi guys again. So our guest, her name is Ann Njuguna, like she said. So this is a group of applied communication students, and we are the finalists, and we are going to graduate in about a month or so. So we have our classmates here, Samuel, we have Derek, we have Diana, Fendo, Effie, Tom Mwonga, Philip, and then we have Violet. And this is our able class representative. So yeah.
Great. Congratulations, guys. How long have you guys been in school? It's taken you how long to arrive here despite COVID? We forget 2020.
We've taken 4 years. We joined in 2016, September 1st. Till now.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I'm sure you guys have learned quite a bit. And I know some of the things that I'll be sharing will also resonate with what you have learned in school. Linda requested me to speak with you about the communications and what employers are looking for. So I will share my screen as we go. Maybe I can see if I can be able to share my screen. Host has disabled sharing screen. Could the host kindly allow me to share my screen?
Ruhi, can you kindly disable?
The host has disabled screen sharing. Can the host allow me to share screen? Is that possible, or I just speak through the slides I have? You'll be able to follow without me sharing the screen? Linda, I just speak and then you guys will follow, right?
Yeah, as Samuel, as you work on disabling the not being able to share the screen, you can start kindly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you guys, and I'm happy to be here. Us guys have been working from home since March, and work from home comes with interesting things like having people around, so that means also a bit of interruption. So where there's interruption, please bear with me. Like I said, my name is Ann Njuguna. I'm very glad to be here, and congratulations. I know you guys have come a long way to the point of graduating, and congratulations for that. And I wish you all the best, even as you step into the business world or into the job market. So my presentation will just touch on two things. I'll share this with Linda afterwards. I'll touch on corporate communications, and I'll also touch on whether what are some of the things you need to look at or tips for you to be ready to get into either the job market or even entrepreneurship, because not all of us are keen on being employed. And for those who are keen on being employed, what do you need to consider? And for those who are keen on business, what are some of the opportunities that are there in the area of communications and business? I'll begin with a quote from someone who was speaking to us. Our organization is going through change. And so we had someone speak to us not so long ago. And I liked what he said in regards to one of his quotes. And he said, employers play an important role in the career management process by providing development opportunities, coaching, and mentoring. However, individuals hold the key to their career success through individual career planning, self-analysis, and personal development initiatives. So as much as we are getting into the world of employment or into the world of entrepreneurship, you will find organizations have opportunities for coaching, mentoring, and also being able to rise through the different career ladders. However, not everyone is keen on that. So it also depends on an individual. And so you as an individual hold the key to your own career success by how you plan your career, how you analyze yourself, and also the things that you do to continuously develop yourself as a person who's growing in the career. What is expected of you in corporate communications world? I would say number one is someone who takes initiative. It's very competitive, yes, but there's an edge in the way you take your own initiative. For example, if I was to share my own experiences, I started off as, my background is actually very different from where I am. When I completed school, I wanted to get into either journalism or communication, somewhere where I can write or even research, because I enjoy writing and things to do with research. And I lived in an era where schools were awarded, where marks were awarded based on the schools that you went for. So many of us were disadvantaged, even if you were able to do, to study and to perform well. We were disadvantaged in the sense that the best of the marks were awarded to some of these big schools. And so I didn't manage to get into campus directly. I got a C in high school. And so when I got that C, definitely I didn't get a chance to go into high school directly. But at the same time, there are also a number of things at home that didn't allow my parents or my mom to pay for me college immediately. So what I did is I took a short course, not even a short course. Actually, I took a diploma in and then I managed to get a small-time job. And that small-time job would pay me roughly like 5K back in the day. So because I wasn't paying any bills, I used to save a bit. So I saved for like a few months. Then I took a diploma in PR and communications with Kenya Institute of Management. So I did a 2-year diploma with Kenya Institute, KIM, Kenya Institute of Management. After that, I knew for sure that I want to still get into the area of communications. And so that meant beginning to build myself. So where I was working, I was employed as an admin officer. And I realized that there was a gap in that organization. The organization had many success stories. It was an NGO, so they would host, I can say they would host donors, but these donors would come to go and do field visits to see what the organization is doing. However, there was a gap in sending information to these donors to in form of newsletters and in form of case studies and also in form of videos. And because I had a keen interest in writing and documentation, I started writing success stories. I would go to the field with the project staff and I would write stories and share with the donors. I didn't think that at that time it would entail, it will bring such an interest with the donor teams. And so I started just doing that like on a monthly basis, just updating the donors because it was a small organization, therefore the database wasn't so big for the donors. And so they started getting an interest, and these stories would mean that it would mean that the stories are supporting them in terms of also looking for more money to come back now to the organization that I was working for. As time went by, the CEO at that time said that I'm doing a good job, and now they allowed me to start a communications department, but I was a one-man show. So I grew from an admin assistant into a communications department, where now I was running the whole aspect of PR, which meant besides newsletter, there was events management, and besides events management, there was facilitating donor visits. So anytime a donor would say they're coming, I would look for where they would go to see to see the things that are happening on the field, and also preparing the people on the field. It's always important to prepare the person who is going to be visited, so they get to know who is coming, why that's important, and how and what the conversation will be about. So that also meant working again with videographers. I'm not a videographer by training, so it meant also working with videographers to develop short clips for purposes of, give me a minute. Apologies for that.
Excuse me, Anne.
Mm-hmm.
You can now share your screen.
I can now share.
Yes.
You can let me know if it's visible.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And so that meant also working with videographers, and that's how I started. Then now I moved to Plan International as a communications coordinator, and eventually stepping into the role of leadership sometime last year. So that background should allow you to see that where you start is not always where you will end. You have to carve your career. You may start in a different place, but if you keep your focus and you keep knowing where you want to go, you will eventually be able to arrive there. So that said, I'll briefly touch on what corporate communications will entail in the real world, and also a few tips on in terms of job markets, and if you want to get into the business, then what are the opportunities as you move into the business world. Like I said, employers play an important role in career management process by providing development opportunities, coaching, and however, as an individual, you hold the key to your own success. And that's why I was sharing my personal story that yes, I didn't get an opportunity to go direct into campus, but then I had to slowly and patiently build up onto what I wanted to become in the future. What is expected of you in corporate communications world? One is someone who takes initiative. It's very, very important for you to learn how to take initiative. can be able to fill in the gaps. There are many gaps in organizations that you will step into. You may set corporate person as a corporate communications person is being able to complete your tasks that have been assigned. More often than not, when you get into this role, you'll find that you're within a team or even alone. If you're alone, you will find that there's a way you need to schedule yourself. If you're within a team, there's normally what we call team meetings. We sit together. As a leader, one of the things I believe in is also being able to start from conceptualization into implementation together with the team, because it allows for buy-in and it allows for people to also give in their ideas. So if you are within a team and you've been given some tasks, it's important for you to complete your tasks on time. Then what is expected of you is also events management. Organizations are hosting events, either physical or online, like what you guys are doing. How do you moderate? How do you ensure that the person that you're inviting is ready? If it's internally, how do you ensure that the management is ready for whatever they are going to speak about? So event management is part of what is expected of you. Another thing that is coming out strongly is also campaigns. Most organizations are running campaigns quite often. You will find that besides NGOs doing campaigns, because I work in the NGO world, the corporate organizations like insurance companies are also running campaigns. And so you will always find yourself plugging into campaigns. So when you find yourself plugging into a campaign, it's important for you to understand audience. Who is the audience for this campaign? And I know these are some of the things that you have learned also include in school, analyzing your audience, understanding their age, and then developing key messages that will suit that audience and moving now these messages into the different platforms. So the younger audiences, will find them in the digital spaces, but still the older audiences prefer television and radio. And then if your campaign is focused on the rural community, it's more radio-based and it's also more vernacular-based. So understanding who your audience is and seeing how you can carve the key messages to go into this. Another thing that is expected of you is media relations. It's becoming quite key because organizations want to be seen and felt. Visibility is becoming a key aspect of communications, and so working a lot with media is important. Sometimes there's buying and there's sometimes sharing of feature stories. Buying media is okay, but at the same time, remember that media is also looking for interesting stories. So for you, it's to see what is an interesting story that the media can showcase. So I would say that like during this time of COVID, there are a number of initiatives that organizations have been doing, being able to sell that story to the media so that they can come and cover it. And when the media is coming to cover your story, it's upon you to convince the management of the importance of partnering with this media. How we partner with them where I work is we provide something like transport, a meal, and also just ensuring that they have someone who's escorting them to the field, including communication staff, because that helps them to be your friends. And at the same time, we also provide them with what we call per diem. It becomes a bone of contention, but if you look at it more strategically, is that you're not buying this media space. So if they give you 4 minutes, you're saving the organization like almost 800K. So being able to know how to sell that idea to the management is important. Writing is expected of you. You will write a lot, whether talking points, whether case studies, whether documenting, whether strategic plans, you will write a lot. So writing is key. And if you don't enjoy writing, it's okay. You can always work with someone in the department who enjoys writing, because people are gifted differently. And I will share how my department is able to see how we also work and support one another. You will be expected to train. As you keep growing, there's something that you have learned from where you are. In fact, even right now, you can train people. You can train people on how to document stories, because you can imagine if you're working with, say, project teams or other departments that have not necessarily studied communications, it is expected of you to train them on basic communication skills. How do you present yourself in front of people, and how do you stand out? It's expected of you to be a team player. I know it has taken a lot for this event to come out. It's because you guys have done a bit of team playing here and there. The other thing that is expected is to support leadership. You will find that the leadership will share with you their vision and their ideas, where they want to go, what they want to see. Support the leadership. It's key for you to be able to support them, and it's key for them to see that they can depend on you. Also, understand the values and the organization purpose. Values are important for you to understand. For example, where I work, we have the value of open and accountable and working well together. So being able to inculcate the values of the organization within your role as a practitioner. And organization's purpose is the mission. So understanding the mission of the organization is important because it keeps coming out in the conversations. Like you'll hear Plan International is an organization that advances children's rights and equality for girls. So you'll work in another organization that has a certain mission. So making sure that keeps coming until it sticks to the audience. And also be passionate about your work. It's very important for you to be passionate about your work because it goes a long way even in building your career. So what are employers looking for? What the employers are looking for? An interesting CV. We do understand that you're starting out, yes, but an interesting CV is good. And how do you even make your CV interesting? One, your grammar needs to be good. There are online resources that you can check, and there are people who can help you when it comes to your CV editing and all that. Make sure that it is well edited, well lined up, that it looks nice to the eye. The other thing that you can do in terms of making your CV interesting as you start off is also saying some of your key areas of strength. That I'm a good writer, I am passionate in photography, I am good in this and that. So that's important in how you make your CV interesting. The other thing that employers, if I sit in an interview, I'm talking as someone who's sitting in an interview and interviewing someone who's applied for a position, say in my department. The other thing that I personally would be looking at, and I know many organizations are looking at that, is also a learning attitude, that you're able to articulate that you're here to learn and that you're here to also share the experiences that you have. Like if you have an experience in a certain area, you can say that, and that you're able to also share what you're bringing on board. The other thing that employers are looking for is being proactive. Again, don't be one who is afraid of saying something or of bringing in new ideas. So we are definitely looking for people who are proactive, and we are definitely looking for people who can be able to also just carve their own careers. The other thing is also definitely innovation. A lot of stuff is going digital. What innovation are you bringing on board? And I do hope that as you have studied, that you've learned a number of things in the area of digital, but maybe Linda can clarify that. The other thing an employer would look at is what is your key strength or strengths. I have had the privilege to mentor and to coach 3 staff members. Plan International had a program when I was joining that was called graduate internship. So if you graduated from college, you would get like a 1-year internship program. So it's one of the departments that I can say I've been able to coach and mentor 3 of them who have been employed. I have not lost any of them throughout my career at Plan International. Anyone that I've mentored, the organization has taken in as an employee. So one of the things I have done with them when they come on board is to ask them, what are you good at? Or what is it that you enjoy doing? In fact, a key strength is what you enjoy doing. What do you enjoy doing? So I had one of them saying, I like public speaking. And this is a new person. So they were like, I like public speaking. Another person said, I enjoy digital communications. And another one said, I enjoy photography. So that meant anytime there is a public speaking engagement, you give this person that opportunity so that they continue to grow in that area. Anytime there is something to do with photography and events, I would allow this person to take photos. And they grew and grew in photography that we no longer hire photographers externally. And then for me, I enjoy writing. So that's how we complement each other in the group. So when you're asked in an interview, what do you enjoy doing in the area of communication, bring out your key strengths without being shy. And if there is a weakness, you can just say, yes, I am weak in this area, but I am one who is willing to continuously learn. Pull in your weight. This comes in meetings a lot. When there is a meeting, some of us tend to keep quiet, especially ladies. We tend to keep quiet. Don't keep quiet. Share your ideas, pull in your weight, say what you think about what your manager is saying. Like, for example, if it's working towards a campaign, your manager will say, I'm thinking that maybe we can use this particular channel. But then because you know that that particular audience will not be found in that media channel, you can say, actually, I think that what if we do X, Y, Z? It's always important to pull in your weight and without feeling shy about it. Pull in your weight. Also the values, again, I come back to the values of the organization. Organizations have different values. When you're applying, go through the website, understand who they are, understand what they do, so that you don't get into an organization and you start wondering, how am I supposed to communicate about these particular aspects of the organization. So if the values of the organization are in line with your own personal values, don't forget your own personal values. It's very important. If the values of the organization are in line with your own personal values, we can go for that. If the values of that organization are not in line with your personal values, it's okay to let go. God will always open a door out there. So stages of career in life, we have 14 to 18. This is where we start thinking what I would want to grow when I grow up, and the things that I would want to do. Then 18 to 25, and I believe that's the age of most of us in this meeting, you who are waiting to graduate, is firming up vocational goals through training and obtaining of employment or beginning a business. So this is where you begin now to understand what it means to be in corporate communications. We've already studied it, and now you are ready to get into the employment area. 25 to 40 is career establishment and growth. This is where now you begin to maneuver, you get to understand what your strength is, you learn more, you go do online courses, you do another course, you take up a master's, or you take up a different route, which is okay if you don't enjoy what you have studied. This is the stage where you now begin to move around. 40 to 45 is where now maturation and steady career growth comes in, and also development. It's the place where you find most people have already understood who they are and they know what they're capable of, and they also now begin to sort of keep giving back to those who are coming on board, advising, guiding, and helping them to grow in their career. The last stage is retirement planning, where we now see a number of people beginning to plan. But remember that along all these stages, always figure about things to do with your retirement, because you don't want it to come to you as a surprise. Begin to plan on your savings, begin to plan on where you'd want to live, begin to plan as you keep going. Career anchors, these are the few career anchors that I can share. Technical competence, again, goes back to your strength. What are you good at? And then you focus. And technical competence comes from what you have learned in school as you begin to apply in the job market. Another career anchor is managerial competence. Doesn't mean that you'll become a manager immediately, but managerial competence comes from when you've been given a task, do you manage the time well for that task? Allowing yourself to start learning how to manage time and to manage that task and to be able to work within the provided budgets. Autonomy and success, again, goes back to your strength. What are you good at? Within a team, you can stand out and say, like I know people in my team who would say, if I'm asked to speak somewhere and I'm not even ready to speak, I know who I would call to and who would jump into that opportunity. So that's someone who's already autonomous and who's successful in that area. If we are looking at, say, redeveloping the website, I know who to go to within the team because they've already developed their own autonomy in that area. Then there's creativity and leadership. Always be ready to keep being creative and to keep leading becoming part of the leadership as well, because the more you become creative, the more your leadership skills keep growing. And then the other thing that also is a career anchor is security and stability of the employment. Things keep changing. So sometimes you will arrive at an age where now you will stop looking at a job from 6 months to 1 year to 2 year contracts because you are looking for stability. So even as you build your career, even as you start slowly, remember that after 2-3 years of where you are right now, you start looking at things in a different way. You start looking at that contract. Is it 1 year? If it's 1 year, is it worth it? If it's not worth it, so you're looking at the stability and the security of that career. And it mostly comes when you start hitting 30 plus, because then that's when you start asking yourself, well, what is this going to offer me as I keep going? Final, for me, tips: pray about everything and depend on God. It's very important. I pray about everything, and it's helpful to depend on God. If you're here and you're probably saying, man, God doesn't exist, he does exist. And so I would urge that you reconsider that aspect of your life, because he does exist. Volunteer. There's a difference between saying that I volunteer for Red Cross or St. John's Ambulance and saying that I volunteer for St. John's Ambulance, and what I do is I help them take photos, I help them write their case studies, I help them do XYZ. So as you volunteer in the area that you have studied, because it builds up on your skill. So that as you sit in an interview, because we know that you don't have experience as you're coming from college, we get to see that even as you have volunteered, that you have helped an organization run an online meeting, this is what it took, and such kind of. So as you volunteer in line with your career or in line with what you have studied. Mentorship, a lot of bosses are open to mentoring, and if you are not able to reach out to your boss, you can always reach out to someone else to mentor you. Your classmates are your future network. You guys who are here in this virtual meeting, you are each other's future network. I say why. When I started my career, I was in the same class with a number of people who are in the media, industry. Some of them, one of them is Ali Manzu of KTN, and another one is called Dennis Matara, who worked for K24 until recently. So, because we will be expected to do media relations, these are the people that I ran to, and I was like, this is what is needed of me. What do I do? You see, we were in the same class. They also needed stories for their media. So they would come to me and ask me, what stories do you have? I'm being pushed by my editor to get a feature story. Where can I go to get an interesting story? So right now, keep each other's contact. You will go different ways, yes, but all of you, at some point, you'll start meeting in the career path, and then you'll realize how important it is to link up and to keep being good friends in future. Patience. I say patience because I know that we are in the era of quick money, quick growth, quick everything. Nothing comes like that in the real world, unless you want to get into the fakeness of the world where you take corners to do things. Patience is key. Be patient with yourself. Set 5-year goals, set 2-3-year goals to be able to walk through patiently. Look for opportunities outside Nairobi and also outside the country. I know many people want to work in the big city, yes, but there are many opportunities in different parts of the country and also outside the country. I would actually urge you guys to start thinking outside the country. If you go to Relief Web, especially if you want to get into the NGO world, if you go to Relief Web, you will find there are many opportunities outside the country, and they're looking for someone who can just pack their bags and go. No commitments for family or anything. If you're not keen on employment, it's okay to start a business. What are some of the businesses that organizations are looking for, or businesses that would make sense in the corporate communications world? Editing. People do documents, huge documents, but sometimes the time to sit and edit these documents. So editing skills are needed. Photography is needed. Videography is needed. All these things. If you carve yourself well, you can always start a business and say this is needed. Join a membership body. Student rates are available. For example, with the PRSK, the Public Relations Society of Kenya, they have student rates. And you don't have to join immediately. But what these membership bodies offer is writing opportunities, networking, and also mentorship. So as you start off, you may want to say that I have written for XYZ magazine. That would offer you that. Writing also proper grammar. You don't want to send a document out and it has more mistakes than a beginner. So learning how to just write proper grammar as you keep going. Don't be complacent. Don't get into an organization and feel like, well, no need to work hard, no need to do anything as long as I wake up in the morning and go to work, show up. No, don't be complacent. Nothing comes easy. At the same time, don't take anything for granted. It's important for you to continuously grow in your area. The other thing, and why this needs to link up to patience, things may not always work as per your expectations. A number of things didn't work as per my expectations in life, but well and good. Finally, God is able to just continuously opens doors for me. So that's how my presentation is. You can let me know if you have any questions and maybe I can answer as we keep going. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have a question. Okay, let's say in an event where I'm going to look for a job and it's not related to whatever I studied, or maybe let's say I've gone to an organization and they have a marketing department, but they don't have a PR department. So do I join the marketing department and later on grow and maybe come up with a PR department, or what do you do in a scenario like that?
In a scenario like that, so I know communications and marketing are two separate yet quite intertwined, one way or the other, very intertwined. How they are separate is because you will find that communication will focus more on internal and external, and then marketing is more product oriented, like going out to sell a product. I would say it's okay to take it if you have the courage to do marketing. But as you take it and as you market, begin to see what are some of the opportunities that you're finding externally. So you'll be able to link up with, say like you go into an organization, and as you market and as you talk to them, you begin to see they also have a gap. So look at it like a stepping stone. Yes, this is a marketing opportunity, but it allows you to have the courage to start looking at things differently. One of the ways you can also integrate marketing to your communications expertise is understanding opportunities like events. So sometimes you are forced to keep calling and calling, but you can organize an event where people can see. So look at it and see what are the gaps within the organization and take it, but take it also with stride as you look for other opportunities. And if you don't enjoy it, it's okay to say no. It's okay not to feel the pressure to take a job just because people are taking jobs. I don't advocate for that. It's just demoralizing. It really is. It does demoralize, yeah.
Thank you. I also have a question. Right now we're about to leave school and started looking for jobs. In your CV, if you don't have skills, I mean, you're just out of school, you haven't been doing particularly anything, outside of class. First of all, do you write? I'm still undertaking my bachelor in applied communication. And then how can you convince? And then I think most organizations don't give us beginners opportunities. Everyone wants an experienced person. If they say 1 year experience, 2 years experience, but nobody is willing to give you this as beginners, this experience. So where are we going to get beginners? And do you write that you are yet to get? If you don't have skills, how do you tailor your CV so that you still appeal to the employer?
Great. For interns, and here is why. You want to grow someone who can be able of the organization. So if you look at some of the organizations, and a number of organizations in the NGO world have volunteer and internship programs. And for us, we had an internship program that ran for almost 10 years, where we would take graduated fresh from college into studied communications would open up, and it was competitive. You apply for it, you go through an interview, and you come in and you start from scratch, so that we give you like a 1-year experience and then allow you to go. But in that identify talent, and talent was kept within the organization. And the other thing was, within that season, there were people who were asked to go home again because of their attitude. So you find someone who has come and all they want to do is, whenever they get money at the end of the month, is drink for 1 week and not come to work. And if they come to work, they come and sleep. It may sound funny, but it's true. We've seen people who will come on a Monday high, and yet you are expected to do work. And our internship program was not what we hear in other organizations, because you, as a leader who has been given an intern, you report back to HR what you are doing with them. So you'd never find an intern doing photocopy or running errands, due to buy lunch.
Bringing mandazis and tea.
Yeah, or serving mandazi. No, that one would mean a disciplinary action to the HR if you are a leader in that department. So it meant being very competitive in how you continuously bring up these young people and how you mentor them. Because at the end of the year, there was a party where these interns would give. There was no shyness. If you've been horrible to them, they will just say you've been horrible to them. Does anyone want to stand there in front of everyone to be told they're horrible? No. So organizations have your CV. If you don't have the skills that an organization is looking for, we go back to what I was saying. You can say that you volunteer. You can even volunteer in church. But what do you do in that church while you volunteer in church? You can say, I organize events in church, things that are in line with your what you have studied, so that it's not just you volunteer, but then when you ask what you do, you say that I wash the church. It's volunteering in a strategic way, very strategic in what you do. So, and these opportunities exist. There are many small NGOs that are coming, and they have no one who can do their newsletters, they have no one who can do their photography, they have no one who can do their events, volunteering and telling them, me, I'm here so I can gain skills. And then you tell yourself you have the next 1 year to just gain skills in this volunteering. So if you come to us as an employer, and if I'm looking for a beginner, do it in your CV. If you look at my LinkedIn profile, I'm continuing in terms of my master's. Right now, I'm towards completing my thesis. I hope to finish my thesis by December. I've already done, including data analysis, data collection and analysis. So it's okay to say that, yet, because employers have a way of finding out these details. And when they do, you come out wrongly. I hope I have answered you, but you can let me know if I haven't.
You have. Thank you.
Okay. Any question?
Yeah, I also have a question. So I was wondering, nowadays we are seeing emerging trends where in the communication field, they are not just going for the academics as per what I've seen. For example, let's take Safaricom, and they want to do an advert, or they want to market. That's something that we have been doing since first year. But you find, let's take for example, Linda goes there to apply for that job with her CV. And then Aziad Nasianya, a famous lead right now in the country, goes to apply for the same job. You find that it's a job that needs academics as well, because there are ethics that are to be followed, something that have been taught since first year up to where we are right now. But I think as of where we are, Safaricom would rather go with Aziad and leave this academic. What can you tell us? Is it just the academics? We focus solely on the academics, or should we combine even the talents that we have?
Please combine academics and your talent. It goes a long way if you're able to. And that's why I said in your CV, and also what employers are looking for is key strengths. If you can MC in employer, don't bother to hire an MC, like an MC. If you can be able to say to do like photography or videography in an event, you can just tell your employer, in this particular event, I will be able to do XYZ. If you're able to do, what can you say, decor, I don't know. If you have that talent in decor, you can say, we can buy there. Oh, this is what I'm looking at. And how you do that is when you lean in. We talk about being in a team setup. For example, if you have been employed, if you're in a team setup, ensure that your strengths continuously come out. If they're looking to do something like an event, so that it's not always hiring externals, yet you're there and you can do it. If you're good with emceeing, just say, I like emceeing, I like doing this, and I'll be able to do it. So combine both academics and also your talents. It goes a long way.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was asking, during interviews, there is this first question that many interviewees tend to encounter. If they ask you how much will you choose as your starting salary, how can you negotiate the salary on the first interview day?
That's nice.
Or with your employee?
That's nice. What you say, it's important to have a figure if you're starting out. Sometimes it's good to do like a background check and ask around. If you know someone who works there, find out what their rates are. If you don't know, it's always okay to quote a figure. But how you maneuver that is, say for example, if you say, I would like to earn 50K, and how you open that up as a discussion, you say, I would like to earn 50K, but I'm open to fitting within the organizational HR system and their pay and how they pay people. So you've already quoted your figure, and how now you're negotiating is by opening up to say, I'm open to the organizational HR systems and their pay structure. So after quoting and after you said that statement, they get to look at you and see that yes, what they will come back to you with, it's something that they can negotiate with. Have I answered you fair?
Yes, you have answered me. Thank you.
Do you have any other question? Please feel free to ask. Feel free to ask anything.
Okay, we are asking, is your organization like right now taking internships, and are you hiring? To delay
I wish if it were, I would have told you guys to apply. So what happened, we haven't hired because it used to be June, so we didn't hire June last year and June this year. So we are waiting to see whether the opportunity will be opened up in June next year to see whether people can come on board. But also look at positions that have titles like assistants. Even within our organization, those titles don't require a lot of experience. If you're assistant, you'll keep and moving into the next level of your career.
Okay.
I have another question.
Yes.
I have another question.
I
would like to ask, is there a certain perception you create when you are interviewing an interviewee and you maybe notice his academic qualification or a degree is passed or second class lower as in he failed an exam in a campus? Is there a perception of which you view that person, or you just judge them the same as a person who scored maybe first class or second class upper division?
Well, I'm not in HR, I'm in communications, but I sit in interview. How do we judge someone who has not performed well? Normally is how you bring out yourself in the interview. When you sit in an interview, it's not even about attitude and what you're bringing on board. Remember, we live in a system where it has judged a number of us unfairly, and it has judged some fairly or better than the others. But that's not what employers are looking for. We are looking for the right attitude to come on board. We are looking for someone who can be able to bring in their key strengths. And so when you sit in that interview, you are not being judged based on your papers. Unless now you're getting into careers like the ones that ask for, I forget what they're called, but I know Safaricom runs, they're called the aptitude test, unless you're getting into careers that are requiring the aptitude test. But for many people, no, not necessarily. So don't be afraid. And people fail. I failed. When as if it belongs to you and God. Don't be afraid of your failures. Everyone has failed. Even that HR person who will interview, they have failed one or the other in their lives. It may not be on paper, but along the path, there are mistakes they have made. So don't judge yourself harshly.
Yeah, on failing, I was just addressing some of my friends. Yeah, I pass.
To you all, it's okay to fail in life, but to you all, it's okay to stand up and to start again. So you don't be afraid of any mistake you have. You didn't perform well. I have papers that I never performed well, and I am where I am. So, like I said, pray, depend on God. God is able to help you.
Okay, a final question from me. Let's say I've already secured a job and I've been given a chance at least to didn't get to learn about it. And now it has reached a point where I'm being given a task that, okay, let's say there is a crisis and now I need to draft, and I can like save the image of my company. And now, there is so much pressure. So like, what are you supposed to do? Like, do you like need to like, you just quit and say, you know what, I don't know how to write this speech, I kindly request that you get someone else to do it? Or do you just take it and go back at home and like work on it?
One, don't quit. A crisis team is a big team. It's not just dependent on one person. If you are in an organization, a crisis team starts also with the management. So you sit together and you agree on what you need to write as a management, because for you, you're putting together the communication that the management has agreed on. For example, let me see. Maybe this era of COVID-19, a number of staff have been unwell, and you're not supposed to reveal who has been unwell. And so internally, it meant agreeing on what needs. We were not speaking externally, but we were speaking internally about if we have a case, what do we do? I was part of that team. It's called the emergency response team. So in another organization, it could be the crisis communications team. It has IT involved, it has HR involved, it has many people involved in it. So my role was, as we discuss and as we agree, one, offering tips, because we already understand if you read a tell someone externally. So my role would be telling like even advising the HR that we don't say who the name of this person is, because already there are many issues around these issues of corona. So that's one. So the other thing is, as you agree, because it's not just you alone, and it's because it is a team, as you agree on what is going to be in the communication, it makes your work easy. So you go back to your desk, you do the communication, then you take it back now to the people who can even help you with editing. My boss is very good with editing and is very good at looking at simple things like whenever I put out a communication and I send to them, they are able to help me see, if you say this, this can go like this. Communication is not a one-man show, so always team up with other departments to develop these communications materials, because it does help, but don't quit. You always have to learn.
Okay, thank
Don't pack up your bag. Yeah, don't pack up your bag.
Okay.
I also have another question. So nowadays, our bosses, that the ones employers that are supposed to employ, they are kind of doing this social media background research. And you have the positive and the negatives. How can one be careful like on what to like post and what not to post so that he or she cannot be affected in that time of applying for a job and the bosses decide to do a background check?
You're talking about your digital footprint.
Yeah.
Always know that internet does not forget. So you can contribute to conversation, but contribute in a manner that you will never regret even 10 years from now. For example, there's a lot and people are using very negative statements to bully other people online. So you can find yourself getting into a conversation and calling someone stupid, you're foolish. Then suddenly you've talked about their ethnicity, go hang, Those are things that will come back to you because you will get into an organization where you are working with diverse people from very diverse ethnic backgrounds and races. So imagine if you've said that XYZ people don't even think hawafikiriangi poa. Internet won't forget. If an employer decides to go back to your digital footprint, it can easily come back to you and you can be asked, why did you say this at this particular time? And especially now that we are seeing a lot of that contribute in a positive way. There are many things that we can say. For example, you can say that it's been XYZ number of years, children. You have still contributed to that conversation without necessarily saying, hii government ya Uhuru imejaa wajinga, walitudanganya, walifanya hivi, wakafanya hivi. So you've passed the same message, but you've passed it in a different way. So be careful about your digital footprint. And I know recently we've been hosting young people and we've been talking to them about digital footprint. And one of them was like, what if, and it's okay, move on. But moving forward, and now that you know that digital footprint is important and the internet does not forget, become a positive person on the internet and don't get into fights unnecessarily. Don't body shame people. It's very easy for people to body shame others. If you body shame someone and then now you get into an organization that is feminist like ours, and someone is asking you, why did you tell that person that, like you're fat? So those small things, you move away from them. Like choosing your battles wisely. Otherwise, the digital footprint can bless you. Okay, one more question and then I can allow us to move.
Number yako ni 07 MCS 233-437. 233-437.
Mute your microphone if you're not talking.
437. 437. Where?
Derek.
233-437.
Derek. Can you mute your microphone?
Is there any question? Linda?
Another question, the last one.
But
I don't think there is another question.
Okay. Sawa. So you guys have a good one as you graduate. I pray that the Lord will open doors for you guys. And just know that a number of us are here to support. Where necessary, you can always reach out. And I want to appreciate Linda for inviting me for this session. I'm always open with you further and to understand how we can continue to even partner as we move forward. So thank you so much and God bless you. And I've really enjoyed my session and I do hope that I have contributed one way or another to you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much for being part of our discussion today. Thank you. We've learned a lot. And we hope that what? Apply what you told us today. Yeah.
4.2.
Defend international communication.
Thank you so much.
Bado
Bye.
kwa tulifanya nini?
Imetoka 3.2.
Okay, so nimeona very few people have voted now, but wengi sana wako online. So I don't know what's happening.
So what we
People
do
are not
is
voting.
we shall go by what people are, and then we ourselves will also vote so that it can be a quick
Okay,
one.
can we
so
now?
that we can end our
Okay,
session.
Diana, Effie, Fendo, Bella, Ben, can we vote like right now so that we know when you're on a Shinda's link to break the ties? Because I can see kuna watu wametai hapa. Can we vote right now?
We vote. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
Remember to vote.
Let each and everyone vote.
Okay, can we vote? Remember to vote both male and female. Right?
Me, I was there to vote, so I don't need to vote again.
Oh yeah, you already voted.
Yeah, I voted. I'm just waiting for bribe from the people I voted for.
Hi, Linda. I'm asking, I already voted, but I didn't get the point of voting for both gender. Can I vote again?
Okay. Yeah, it's like, let's say in fashion, you write the heading fashion and then male, you say the name, female, you say the name. You go to the next category. Let's say you say activist, you say male, who you vote for, female, who you vote for, like that. As you refer to the image that nilituma for group that has the name of the nominees. Thank you. Imeleweka?
Madam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. So Tom.
Yes.
Tom, in the meantime.
Yes.
Unaweza tuambia nini, like in the 4 years that wewe umekuwa MMU?
Yes.
Part gani of your stay in MMU yenye you say you will never forget, yenye whether it's good or bad? Now you just tell us how the 4 years wewe kwako imekuwa.
Never forget when we united to fight the admin against ile yetu ya Mombasa. Then another thing that I'll never forget is the Matusi zilitoka. We were called names, but at least we are good friends. This was Elisha to us. But anyway, everyone has been amazing. Everyone has been good. Hakuna mtu amekosea mwingine sana.
Okay.
Niulize kitu ingine.
Okay, do you want to talk about any other thing?
Anything. What I want to say is about politics. Sana kwa hiyo class yetu.
Okay.
Very people have an I don't care attitude towards politics and whatever. So now that we are going to the outside world, politics affect us directly. So kindly let us not carry that attitude to the outside world. But let us change and let us be people who can get involved in the way the affairs of our country are managed. Bad leaders are elected by good people who don't vote. And voting, generally, as I said earlier, politics, to affect kabisa. We need to be employed. We need good policies. We need better housing. We need better roads. We need a good economy. And this will not happen if you don't participate in the political process. It does not mean that you must be active. No, we amuka tu na upigie kura ule mtu mzuri ndio uone kama future yako itakuwa mzuri. That is all.
Okay, I have a question on the same.
Yes.
So let's say you're saying we wake up and vote. So like, okay, kitambo, like let's say for the last 10 years, if I was to wake up and go and vote, I'd literally ningesema leo naamka nienda kuvotia Raila. Why? Because ni mjaluo kama mimi. Because most of the time you get that parents when you're in the house, like they like talk evil about the other party because they're not from the same ethnic group, or they just form a negative idea about their leadership and everything, simply because they are from the other ethnic group. But right now, at least now that we've grown, we come to realize that we vote in those who are less evil or something of the sort. So like, where for someone, what aspect would you like look at before you vote for this person?
Number one, next, Dida. You know Dida?
Yes.
It sounds funny, but when I read about him, I believe he has a vision for this country. And it's going to give us a break from this dynasty versus hustler thing. We just need a new blood. We just need a fresh blood to start it all together. Because dynasty or the hustler, it's just about recycling leaders. Unatoa tu wale wengine wenye ulipatia break na unawarudisha. And that is not going to help us. We need opportunities as youths too. And we are not going to get those opportunities when 80 years people are still being appointed as people. But no, where are we going as a country? Construct that issue about tribe. You know, initially, not interacted very well with the people from different communities. But I believe after these 4 years, stay in MMU, we've been able to interact with people from diverse. And at least I know by now that have been false, things that are true about them. And this can really help you make an informed decision when the right time comes. Thank you.
Okay.
Any question again, Wanjohi?
Tom, I have a question.
Yes.
We've never seen your girlfriend. What's happening? People from the village.
We have also never seen your boyfriend. We have also never seen your boyfriend. So Tom, you are very okay. Eh?
I am the detail. Anyway, you want to see my girlfriend?
Yes.
My girlfriend
for 4 years, you've never met anyone. Come on. The people from the village need to see someone.
Me, I have a girlfriend. Everyone knows my girlfriend. It's only you.
Wow.
Linda.
Tom.
So Linda, are you done with
I think
yeah.
Tom Onga.
Yes, sir.
Onga. I think someone is already proposing.
Indirectly.
I think that's a direct proposal. So you should consider taking cows to I think it's Kitale.
I am not going to let it decide. I am going to grab it. So Brother Fred.
So again, Linda, are you done?
Where is your boyfriend?
Me?
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you that people are still voting.
Okay.
Yes. So in the meantime, we can have Bella tell us how it felt like to fight for our chance to go to Mombasa.
Yes.
Bella, can you hear us? Rosbella.
I think she just put the nene on
and then went away.
Yeah, and then went away.
Let Kabonyo speak. Kabonyo
but on the trip,
Kabonyo onge.
Kabonyo, someone is saying for you to tell the people something. Go on.
Hi.
Ah, Bella is here. Yes, Bella.
You lucky bastard.
How are you, Bella?
Nini, I'm fine, and you?
I'm very fine. So we are here.
And
we are asking you.
You.
Yeah, it's okay. We are asking you. Remember when we were fighting for the chance to go to Mombasa on the promised date?
Yes.
Can you tell us, like, how did you feel? What was the experience? Like, explain to us when you really feel like, why are they changing the dates? Bona to in Mombasa, now you fought and now we are going to Mombasa and you went and you came back. How do you feel? And right now, considering if we come at Tunge at that moment with the corona that is happening, maybe at Tunge talk about it.
Okay, personally, I really don't have much to say, but what I believe in is something that is pressing you and you feel like should be said, come out, we couldn't have fought for it, or someone couldn't have said, no, we just have to do this, probably wange extendisha and we could have never gone. And it is an experience that some of us or many of us really wanted to just have to go, and someone has to speak up for this. And apparently I'm quite vocal, so I felt like, okay, maybe this is the time to just speak out. Yeah. And I felt like we should go, we must go. Yes.
Thank you. You see, now before we always remember you, like,
And we
before you became vocal, and we will always remember you for that.
And those people who did not wake up after we had agreed that we were going to wake up.
It's really made me realize the strength in teamwork, like what you can do when you're united, not only here, not only in school, like something is not right, it's always right to speak up and always work together like we did.
Okay, thank you so much. At least I had the chance to go to Mombasa. With Mimi, I was just there for moral support and wearing that swimming so that we can actually get the chance. So thank you so much, babe.
What I know is we couldn't have done it without the support of everyone else. Yes. And that is what mattered.
Yes. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Even those who did not come.
Thank you.
Send it.
So as we wait, we are still counting the votes. So let's see who is going to talk to us. Violet. Violet, can you hear me? Seems like Violet is not available.
Hi, I can hear you.
Hi, Vio.
Hi.
Yeah. So you joined the applied communication from day one, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like you to kindly share your experience. Like it's been 4 years. A lot has happened, the good and bad. We've been having light and heavy moments at the same time. How has the 4 years been to you? Now we are almost graduating, and there are people who you might be seeing like for the last time, you will never see them again. Tell us how you feel about the whole thing.
Okay, so you want to know about my experience in multimedia for the last 4 years?
Yes, and how you feel now that we are almost leaving the school, and we might not have the opportunity to share a platform where you will have each and every, like the 94 students, like you might only come across 10 or 15, and the others you will never see or hear about them again.
Okay, so I don't think I'm proud, especially the examination department. I think I've had the worst experience with multimedia when it comes to exams or results. I think all of you can relate. Like most of us, half of us, like our exams results are never correct. So I think that's the only thing that has made my experience in multimedia bad. But my classmates, yeah, I'll miss you all. And I think this is not the last time we are seeing each other. We always meet in these offices. Some of you will be my bosses, and meet me your bosses. So we'll just meet again. And I wish you well.
Thank you, Vio.
Tell Dodi to relax.
I can see Maritim is also available. Maritim, Beryl.
Yes.
Hi, Beryl.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you guys?
We are fine. Can you kindly tell us who inspires your fashion? How do you feel how do you make sure you feel before you step out of that house and feel like, oh my God, my fashion is like at its best today? Who inspires you? Unmute your microphone.
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So hi guys.
Hi.
So I'd say my inspiration is me and say my mom. Personally, okay, I like it when I dress up and okay, I like it like when something is like, you see how somebody can be a traffic stopper? Like when you move everybody, like you're breaking necks and something of the sort because you're looking good. No, don't even do that. Yeah, and as in it's good when literally you accessorize your outfits with stuff. Let's say with your jewelry, shirts, nice clothing, a nice scent or perfume, cologne. As in it just wows everyone. And it makes a statement even before you speak.
Okay, in the fashion world, what's the definition of good clothes?
Good clothes. Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't say expensive is good clothes, so leave that aside. So I'd say, okay, something unique. Or rather, I'd say something that you feel like, okay, you see how you can wear maybe a plain t-shirt for you and you'll be like, oh wow, I really like this t-shirt. Yeah. But so for any other person, maybe it's just too plain or something. Something you're comfortable in, as in something that you can literally dress from scrap, from zero, and then you just feel like, oh, now this is just me. This is just me. I can walk around this and be like, I can rule the world with this one. That kind of thing.
Okay, thank you. So, like, do you have like a parting shot with anything related to fashion for your fellow classmates?
Okay, I'd tell people to have fun while dressing up. Don't even go for the expensive shit. Sometimes expensive is not as good, but expensive is also good in a way, but it's not as good. Because there are mtumbas which are very nice actually. So, as in so long as you're having fun dressing up, mixing colors, changing clothes up and down, you understand?
Yes.
Just have fun doing it. Don't dress up just because you're just dressing up. Pretty much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, welcome.
Linda.
It's the first thing you told her. Yeah.
I'd like to say something on that fashion thing, though I was not selected to in that category.
Oh, you wanted to feature in the fashion category?
No. I wanted to say something. Word on what Suana said.
Okay, kindly, Tom.
Yes.
Can you kindly take over as I count these votes, kindly?
You want to count votes, so I should take over?
Yes, please.
I'll take over.
Don't take
Kabonyo, Derek. Kabonyo, Derek, where are you? Derek, Kabonyo, kindly unmute your microphone. We also want to hear from you. It's been long, my friend. Derek, Kabonyo, anyway, tell us this first year with applied code. You know, you've been a member of our class, but you've been very quiet. You don't speak. You just tell us, my friend. Something that you've seen that you missed out.
Pardon? Pardon.
Are you getting me? I'm
Pardon?
saying, tell us your experience with the applied communication class since you joined us. What have you seen? What bad have you seen? What good have you seen? What would you like us to do when we go out?
I think I always hear it's important to stay in touch because we'll crisscross since we are in the same industry. So staying in touch will be important. Yeah, basically that, and supporting each other. Tukutana huko nje. etc.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I wanted to say.
There's something I've been thinking as well.
Yes.
The way we joined the class and the way we are finishing up, I hope we don't finish everything just because you have graduated. I'm telling you, nowadays, people are really bad out here. You might find you are getting a chance and you'd rather notify someone who is not even lightly qualified. And you have someone like a classmate who was really good at things.
Yes.
My friend, just go for that one. blessings come in many different ways.
So basically,
instead of you,
that we keep in touch, we continue to be together.
Yeah, that keeping in touch is very important.
Yes.
Sam Ruhe, what do you have to say? You have been silent. Tell us something.
Fiona, it's been long since. You even say hi to Fiona. Sabu, don't be silent, my friend. This is the last time. I bet you say something will make you greet Fiona, my friend.
You never know if it's the last time. The world is small. We may meet sometime in the future. Unaweza patana huku hivi nje. Lakini for the sake. Unanisikia? Yani, I wanted.
Nakusikia, bro.
It's been exciting these 4 years. At some point, unaona yani kumit watu wageni wenye hujajua, knowing new people. It's been exciting. I've loved it, except some parts about the system of the school and its faults, kusumbuana na shule. But the rest, it's been informative, educative. Sina mingi ya kusema. Yeah. But I hope to see you guys huku nje tukipatana. I really hope so.
Yes.
Hey.
I'm still waiting for Linda to.
I've already finished counting the votes.
Nice one. Nice one.
That is
So we go to
the
winner now.
We want to finish the meeting.
Yeah.
I already have the votes.
Yes.
Okay. The winners. So I'll start with the fashion category. Yeah, in the fashion category, we had so many nominees, but when it comes to the male, we have Derek Odhiambo.
Derek Odhiambo.
And Fiona Nyamambia.
Congratulations.
As always.
The second part of it, we have the activists. The female category, we only had Bella, so she takes the crown home. And then Pendo and Doonga, they have tied. Yeah, so I don't know how we're going to break the tie.
I live for friends.
We can all be winners. Come on.
Okay, in the most liveliest people.
For friends.
Okay, in the liveliest people, those who make the class lively whenever we have the physical kind of class, we have Shiro for the female category and Dan Musia. And then this is the weird part of it. So in the talent female part, we have me, like announcing yourself as a winner, surely. And then we have Ivan Katini.
Kula!
Yeah, King Kulu. In the entrepreneur category, we have Alan Musili taking the crown home for the male part, for the male nominees. And then we have Scholastica Chumwa. In the academic, we have Ronald and Beryl Maritin. So you will be getting your awards from me. I'll be sending you credits in a few.
How much?
The winners will know. Yeah, so I'll be sending you airtime.
Wait, Linda.
Yes.
Kindly recount the votes.
Yes.
Kindly recount the votes if we are battling out with the top.
If we are?
No, recount the votes.
You feel like you have not.
You cannot vote when the time for voting has elapsed.
I think
we
can agree.
And 34, wait. Form 34B has to match with Form 34A.
Mr. Fendo, transmit results once the IBC chair has announced the final results. That is contravening the constitution.
the results must be verifiable, and we have a right to access to information. So I've just counted.
These people are voting after the polling station has been closed. Where are we going to count the vote? Like that man is called Rwanda. Wanyonyi should be arrested for treason. That is unacceptable.
But there was no timeline for voting.
No,
once the result a timeline.
You cannot continue.
I can see I've brought your activities in here.
No, we are just agreeing.
I'd like to kindly. No. In fact, you are taking over. Fendo and Ongatom are the winners in that category.
Yes.
And now I think we shall wind up because I think we have
I think
concluded with everything.
After the recount.
So Linda, over to you.
Onga takes the crown home. Fendo, now that you requested for a recount.
Fendo, I'm really sorry.
There was maximum rigging.
No. You can't bring
the results verifiable.
Fendo, you have requested a recount. It has been recounted, and now Onga Tom takes the crown. So
on my side, I can see I'm leading by 2 votes. Event.
Okay, can we pray and then we'll sort this issue badai?
Yeah.
Okay, I was also requesting on a lighter. That was on a lighter note. I was also requesting that in our group meeting, that you also join and also participate actively.
We shall do that.
Yeah.
So, Sam Rohi, can you close the word of prayer?
Okay, guys, let's believe as we pray. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we come before you this wonderful afternoon. We thank you for a successful event that you've held our hands and led us through it, mighty Father. Thank you for giving us the strength and the will to be here, mighty Father. As we go our separate ways, mighty Father, may you be with us, lead us as we prepare for our exams, our sitting exams, mighty Father. And as we prepare and open our minds, God, so that we may understand and remember what we read and for the glory and honor of your name. As we succeed, we will thank you, mighty Father, for your worthy. For it is in the precious mighty name of Jesus I pray.
Amen.
So thank you guys for attending our event. And I think now I can wish you the best as well. And may you have a good afternoon actually. Sorry, a good afternoon and revise well for the exams. Samruhi, you can end the meeting anytime from now.
Why, comrades? Class of 2020. Examination inaenda kwanza. I want to wish you all the best. Yani nyinyi ni mabazu wote. Ola ya. It's bazu by then jina unisex. Bazu, what does it mean to be a bazu? It means greatness. Na nyinyi wote mnazokuwa na greatness, so enjoy. Na mupite. Pita. Bazu.